and I also had a working group at the the government of the Russian Federation. And I can state that the effectiveness of programs depends to a large extent on the competency of regional or municipal authorities. This is one of the key factors, one of the key success factors. And in spite of the crisis, a few regions have had a huge leap forward lately, and their growth rates are now even better than those of their western counterparts. One of the leading regions is Kaluga region. Can I ask Mr. Artamonov, the governor of Kaluga region, to tell us why is it that international investors tend to go to Kaluga? What is it that you're doing? What's your secret? What's your tip? Thank you, Elena. I'm very glad to be present here. This high-level forum, and I'm very pleased to welcome my colleague here, Mr. Traumer, from the Upper Austria, the head of the government of Upper Austria. Well, I think that this platform, this forum that we are attending today should become a regular event for the exchange of experience. Because it's quite easier to reach Moscow than Sochi. Well, even though Sochi has better weather. Well, yes, that's right. A bit hot at times. And again, Moscow is not competing with regions. I believe Moscow has an interest in the regions developing, because Moscow is also better off when regions are developing. And I think Moscow would be better off purchasing goods and various products from domestic producers rather than from elsewhere. So I would like to know that when we come to Moscow, we can see clearly that Moscow is quite forthcoming in terms of helping the regions to attract investment. The whole world is now competing for investment. Even such a small country as Singapore, that has had a lot of investment and is truly an example of a successful development. When you ask them what are your objectives for the nearest term, they invariably respond that it's the attraction of investment, and that's the story that will probably be repeated again and again in the future. We are today in the process of the formation of a new economy. Just recently, we adopted the current formation, and our economy today is developing in quite different conditions than it used to be the case a couple of decades ago. And we are trying to build partnerships with other regions. For example, with the Republic of Tatarstan, we have had very close cooperation with our colleagues from Tatarstan. We visited each other, and we are quite open and forthcoming in sharing our experiences. And can I say again that when we had a look at our economy, and that was quite a deplorable sight back in the 90s. There were a lot of issues facing us because the defense industry was stagnating, and military industry was something that our economy was very much based on and depended on. And we had to do a lot of thinking about how to establish a new economy and what should it look like. And we decided to have a look on the experiences of different countries, what our colleagues used to do, what measures, what steps did they take in order to overcome similar difficulties. And the second question that we have been asking, what is scaring international investors, foreign investors? Why aren't they so willing to come to Russia and bring investments? And we saw four major issues. And as a matter of fact, investors claim that those were the key issues that precluded them from coming into Russia. corruption in those years was a serious problem. And I am pleased to say that today it's much less of a problem. Excessive bureaucracy, the tax burden was also on the list on the investors' list of major issues, and finally, of course, extreme complexity in terms of getting access to various infrastructure. Facilities, and the lack of such infrastructure whatsoever on a number of occasions. This issue keeps arising, and we are very actively focusing on resolving it. And given the high educational levels in Russia, it will still be fair to say that however good it was, the educational system in Russia was not fit to provide high-quality human resource for the new economic environment. And we decided that we shouldn't reinvent the wheel and rather make good use of the experiences that was available from the United States, from China, and from South Korea. And we sort of pulled together those aspects of those experiences that were most applicable to us. We set about the path establishing science parks or technological parks in our area, because they are quite instrumental in resolving the issues that I've listed. We have established a few science parks in the area of Kaluga region. Their aggregated capacity is in excess of 1,000 hectares. Some of them have now have occupancy rate of about 80%. What do we actually do when we establish such techno parks? There are certain areas that we choose. We make sure that it's accessible in terms of logistics, in terms of attracting talent and skilled workforce in the future, and in terms of energy availability of energy resources. And then we provide all sorts of necessary infrastructure like electrical grid lines, natural gas pipelines, where required. For example, if the manufacturing facility requires natural gas, water supply, highways, roads, and sewage facilities. We undertake, as the government, we undertake to provide all of that. So the investor, whenever he comes along, he receives a ready-made area, a readily available area for the location of their businesses. For those investors who want to accelerate the development of their manufacturing facilities, we offer an option to to establish their manufacturing facility on the basis of available spare capacity or idle capacity. This would hardly be possible have we not reached sufficient understanding with one of our state corporations, the Vneshekonom Bank, who that funds a lot of our investment attraction programs. The Vneshekonom Bank is one of our major partners, helping us in this work. As I said, there are experiences available from different countries. Now there is also the question how it can be deployed. Well, okay, we have established a number of science parks. We have overhauled the legislative base rules and regulation. And what next? The next very important thing is to form a team of people who will take responsibility for and who would be, if you like, infected with this idea and focus on it. The people who will be prepared to take responsibility for this work and for making sure that we attract as much investment as we can.
So students come to me, they are the most talented ones. We meet with them and we tell them about the future, only about future. Then we look at them, we see how they are graduating, and they are already in the reserve. We know that we can use them as human resources. We see, we watch them getting employed, and these people work at our government. They work in business. We have more than 4,000 of them right now. So those are people we have direct contact to. For the members of the government, for the municipal authorities members, we usually conduct once in 2 months training programs dedicated to the problems that we consider to be the least successful one. So we are trying to understand them so that every member of our team would act on his own or on her own initiative, but in one and the same direction. And that is extremely important, and perhaps this is the most difficult thing to do, to find these people, to target them, to inspire them with the idea and make them work the way you want them to work. So right now we don't really think that, for example, knowing an English language, we don't think that these people are somehow exceptional. This is something quite ordinary, I believe. It has to be out there. And we believe that people working for us have to know other foreign languages as well, because we have partners in many countries of the world, European, Asian countries, and we simply need to communicate with our partners without any complications. So that is why we opened an international school, which works according to IB standards, and they are getting their education in the English language. We have also French speakers, German speakers there, and that is absolutely necessary for us. And we have the kids who come not from other countries, but also our kids, our Russian kids who go there, who study the languages. And right now the highest competition at our university, the highest competition is for the faculty of international of foreign languages. So this speaks for the fact that we see not only capitalization increase while we see the economic development, but we also see that, well, maybe it's not a quite favorable factor, because right now we have, we can say that people who live in our region, they also are a very highly qualitative human resource. So I can say that people we work with right now, they have an absolutely different price out there in the market. So we have prepared more than 6,000 or even 7,000 of experts working in automobile industry. We created a training center for pharmaceutical industry. So we are reorienting our universities into dual educational system, and that is extremely important. So just come to us and we will present you what we have achieved, because unfortunately I can't give you information on all our operations and activity in 2 minutes that I'm given here.